Hello, and welcome back to Let's Replay Mystery Case Files Escape from Ravenhearst. I'm MCFPapa, and this is part 9, and I think we'll probably finish the game in this segment, so look forward to that. Anyway, last part we discovered Charles and what he plans to do with dear old mother, so we gotta do the same thing. Time to pull a little prank on her.
There you are!
Give her a nice little pie. So just run. And given how much smoke and such was produced by that explosion, you'd think like the whole second floor would be destroyed instead of just this one room. And not even the whole room, just Abigail herself. Maybe just because she was so fat, she absorbed like all the blast. Like, kind of similar to how like heroic soldiers will like jump on a grenade to save the rest of their squad. Maybe that's what they were going for. Oh boy, what a score. My not-so-gentle stroll down Charles's memory lane has taken me from birthing him, visiting his abuse-filled home, to ultimately escaping the same way he broke free from the asylum many years ago. I suppose it's no wonder he forced me to relive his mother's last terrifying minutes before delivering his vengeful blow. After sifting through Mannequin Abigail's remains, my ghostly patrons were able to direct my attention to a small jewelry box beneath the rubble. And there's the morphing object for this image. Is that like solid gold? Like, instead of just using it, why don't we just leave and then pawn it? Get some money. No, I guess we gotta be the hero. We can't do that. Oh, yeah. For the something new, is it? Yeah, something new. We gotta investigate under the sink and get a little crank. Might as well go back to the hospital to get something old. Oh, no, I won't bother with going back to the mansion quite yet. Okay. I don't know why it didn't go in the first time. Weird.
I'm becoming whole again. I'm coming back to life.
Like your twin daughters, Rose Somerset has just regained her earthly body inside one of the huge tanks in the central chamber. I stood in awe watching the strange liquid drain as her ethereal form quickly returned to a state of flesh and bone. Her surprise rapidly turned to fear when she too was sucked beneath the floor with a hair-raising scream. What manner of voodoo has Charles concocted that could do such a thing? Yeah, Charles is so nice, though, just bringing all the people he killed back to life. Maybe he's trying to atone for his sins. The animation on this mannequin ain't the best either. There's something under there. So we just get a third V key finally. And the crank. So we'll go back there, but first, of course, gotta backtrack. No, not that way, this way. And first off, go back to the mansion to get the crank. And I'm not sure why, given the, like, spacing, that, like, you can't just walk over there. Why you need to the swing. Why you needed, like, why it doesn't just connect back around here, like you go to the right there and you're in the graveyard. Though maybe, oh no, actually the graveyard is over there, so that doesn't even make sense, the perspective and the swing. So maybe that's a totally different swing that was broken there. I'm not sure. Anyway, time for the V puzzle. You like the V puzzle? First half is just getting all the V's right side up. There we go. And now this part. Now this, I always skipped when I first played it. Because it's fairly long, fairly involved. It's just you making jumps and such. I think it's fairly symmetric what you gotta do in this. Oh, I lost already. Yeah, because the whole thing's the same, so yeah, you should just mirror all your movements. Oh, yeah, I got it. There we go. That probably went the smoothest it's ever gone for me. Victor, our magnum opus is nearly complete. Soon we shall reclaim possession of our lovelies while taking sweet revenge on the meddlesome detective. Enclosed, you will find the override switch, which should only be accessed in light of extreme crisis. As you know, the system can be temperamental, and this should be considered a last resort. I trust you will take much care in concealing this critical information. Your loving father, Charles. Well, ain't that convenient? Oh, it's weird how little Victor is actually in the game, you know? Given, like, Charles is everywhere in the game, you would have thought Victor would have had some sort of bigger role to do, too. I don't know. After breaking free from the underground, I rested briefly before taking stock of the items acquired during my investigation. The strange keys embossed with the letter V jogged my memory of the locked box I'd seen hours earlier inside the cottage shed. Sure enough, the keys fit, and after a bit of finagling, I was able to remove the lock and peek inside. Luckily, the contents of the box were worth waiting for, and might provide the information I need to stop Charles once and for all. His son Victor didn't count on my ghostly assistance helping me locate that which he thought impossible to find. Now, why would you ask, what do I do with this? Like, it's very clearly written in the letter that it's an override switch, so you put it on whatever machine he has. Weird. Alright. Now we can finally progress in this area, which is so much smaller. Like, there was a good progression, like big area, huge area, and then really tiny areas for the last two doors. And get excited, because this is the last morphing object seen in the whole game. There's no other ones after this. And then for some reason, a lot of the items you find respawn for it. And now, for this thing, it just powers up the mannequin, so he can go across the water. Each time I come to grips with the absurdity surrounding me, I continue to step through doors leading to new and improved horrors. That said, my current whereabouts are remarkably serene compared with the precious... Another misread from me, compared with the previous situations I've been forced to endure. Classical music and gently falling rose petals feel ridiculously out of place in this underground nightmare, which is exactly why I'm keeping my wits about me. I know something horrible may transpire at any turn. And now, this is a Mandela effect, I guess I have, because I could have sworn at one point that the morphing object for this thing was one of these rose petals that turned into a flower like that, but no. It's this guy's head here. And they actually messed up, so after you remove it, instead of him looking properly straightforward, the normal, quote-unquote normal, is him with his head on backwards. I don't know how they missed that. Maybe this game didn't ever get any patches post-launch to fix any bugs or anything. I don't know. Just kinda weird.
I'm sure you'll be very happy.
There's nothing there.
You make a nice couple. Oh, you signed a prenup.
Yeah, they have some funny
Love
stuff,
is eternal.
they say.
Most marriages don't work out. nice couple. Oh, you signed a prenup.
Anyway, something new to put in. Something borrowed. I like the detail that they made the fonts different for all these boxes. Also, I wonder what the origin of this stupid saying is. You know, something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. Will that really help a marriage, like, last longer or something? I don't know.
This marriage is now worked out. Congratulations.
Isn't it so beautiful?
Very happy.
Wow.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to witness an eternal union. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
And then there's a hand. I wonder what we have to do.
You've made me so happy, Detective. I apologize for the lengthy courtship, but look how we've bonded. Now I can finally give you the gift of our forever home. Come, see what I've built for us, my love.
And then the preacher vomits out the last key we need. Oh boy. And now we're married to Charles, I guess. Yay. I've had it with this nonsense. I refuse to feel sympathetic for this monster, and I wouldn't marry him even if I did. This marriage is the last straw. 3 times I've been pulled into the nightmares surrounding Ravenhearst Manor, but I intend to locate the missing Blackpool citizens and find out what he's done to the innocent souls that followed me into this ordeal. I'm going after Charles Dalmar, and I won't rest until he and his creepy son are dead, permanently. Marriage made in hell would be more like it. I love the face they chose to freeze on for this image in the journal. It looks so silly. And there's the morphing object on the silver chalice there. So, now, I love, though, that the master detective at this point has just had it with all this nonsense. But anyway, we can unlock the last door. Oh wait, first, of course, we need the things. And now, something I don't get is every other, like, door tokens, like, there was a progression in difficulty, so, like, each batch was harder than the last, but then this one, all the images you need to find are right next to each other, like, in the very first room or so of each of the other locations. I don't know if that was, like, just them rushing to finish
It's only fitting our tour of me
like they weren't able to really design other interesting challenges for them, so they just are like, hey, throw these all together quick. Or maybe they figured by this point you had had enough of backtracking, like, all the way back to, like, Ravenhearst Manor, so they just wanted to make it easy, but it's pretty weird. That's another reason why I really don't care for the stupid things. Oh. Where is it? Oh boy. Wasn't that long and hard to complete. Totally worth your time instead of just turning the key and unlocking the door. Like, if they weren't gonna design interesting challenges for this last one, why even bother with it? I don't know.
Detective, we can no longer assist you. Please, save yourself. Escape this place.
I would, for the bit, go queer to the back to the car in the front of the gates, but I don't want to make that joke. Like, I would make the joke, but I don't want to then bother going queer back here, so there's a joke if you want to make it. Anyway, he's rebuilt a mansion, but it's not like a rebuilt version of the original Ravenhearst mansion. It's its own separate thing. I don't know why, but it is. Like those before her, Emma Ravenhearst quickly regained her earthly form before dropping beneath the floor to reveal Charles Dalmar's master plan. I could scarcely believe my eyes when I stepped through the doorway and gazed upon a grand Victorian home situated at the center of an enormous cavern. Dozens of missing Blackpool residents hang in suspended animation above me, as extremely hot tendrils of lightning feed energy into something inside the house. I've clearly reached the heart of the complex. I must now confront my nemesis and put an end to his reign of horror.
Welcome home, my love. Isn't it wonderful? Just imagine it. Hundreds of souls powering my final creation. A machine that gives life to the dead. My family will finally be united forever with you. Its newest member.
Oh no, I don't want to replay it again. But hey, there they are. Look at that. A lot better looking, though, green screen implementation than what 13th Skull had with its live actors. You know, even the shadows are part of it and everything. Just get a load of Victor's dancing. You think the actor that plays Victor had a lot of fun? Like, just doing it? Like, they probably just told him, hey, go crazy, weird dancing in this front of the green screen for us. As I ascended the steps of the underground manor, I was once again confronted by the visage of my demented captor along with his ever-present feathered familiar. The clamorous wailing of organ music poured from the open doorway, and upon peeking inside I beheld Charles Dalmar and his son Victor celebrating their eternal victory against death. Elated by my presence, their cocky demeanors reflect the gleeful enjoyment in making me bend to their will. Won't be dancing for long. I don't know why we couldn't have just, like, taken the pickaxe we found earlier and just cleave their heads in with it now. I guess maybe we're worried that they might, like, trigger something that'll kill Emma and Rose and co. if we hurt them. I don't know.
Make yourself at home, my dear. Celebrate our eternal union.
Yeah, I think they have 2 lines each here.
Perhaps you should go up to your room and slip into something more comfortable. Come, dance with us,
There's
my
like
love.
3 lines actually. Wow.
I can't wait to string you up like the others.
Ain't it nice Victor finally shows up again after only showing up once before in the game?
Father was right. You couldn't wait to return to our family. I can't wait to
Oh, they give Charles 3 lines, but Victor only 2 guts. I guess he's not as important. And if we go in, I don't know how, like, Charles, though, was able to, like, string Emma up so fast in this machine. Like, when she just fell through the floor, and then she's instantly captured already. Twins locked up there, and in the 4th room, it's empty. It's looking to something more comfortable. I've successfully located Emma, Rose, and the twins on the 2nd floor of the rickety subterranean manor. Man, the organ music is loud. Sheesh. Each is alive and bound inside large metal chambers surrounded by all sorts of mechanical paraphernalia. The same device that gives Charles and Victor eternal life has apparently been used to pull the spirits of my spectral assistants back into their earthly form. I'm unable to loosen their restraints and fear my captors might appear at any moment to permanently string me up in a similar fashion. I need to figure out a way to shut this thing down. I don't know, like, why why they captured them like this. Like, you'd think they would string them up outside to, like, absorb their soul energy or whatever. Maybe they're absorbing it in here already. I don't know, but the morphing object is there. Yeah, I did miss one morphing object. But anyway, what you do is you look at their eyes. So, right, left, right, left. Up, down, up, down, up, I think. And then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3. Through 5, 2, I think. That's the code. So you just go here, and then set all the things. Left, right, left, right. And then 3, 5. Is it maybe right, left? Yeah. I got it backwards. Oops.
Father, what's happening?
No, I will not allow it. You gave yourself to me. You understand me, and yet you fail me like all the others. I will never stop hunting you. Even in death, I will rise up and watch you burn!
And then they end it on the Wilhelm screen. Funny.
You've brought us back to life.
I can't believe we're alive.
I hope this is the end.
I hope so too, Rose. But it ends on a little cliffhanger there. That never really got built up again. And then, for the credits, they used the Ravenhearst bonus track from Return to Ravenhearst soundtrack. And it even morphs into funny, like, parody names and everything. Anyway, that was Escape from Ravenhearst. Kind of weak, especially with the collector's edition content and such, but overall,
See, Charles?
it makes up for it quite a bit with its story. Because the story is just fantastic, especially Dennis Kleinsmith's performance of Charles, which is why, like, in Crossfade or whatever, when they actually bring back Charles, like, why couldn't they have gotten Dennis Kleinsmith to do the voice work for it? Like, he's not that busy. I doubt he charges that much.
It used to baffle local authorities. Not very smart, are they?
I kept saying it in my head, but then I just forgot it.
That's okay.
You tickle to show you I care.
Use my locket as your guide to help to find...
I'll try.
Try to keep them very still.
Keep still. Okay, good, good.
Sorry. You've brought us back to life.
I can't believe we're alive.
I hope this is the end.
One thing I will say that... Oh, yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving from Big Fish Games.
And they even have all the crew in the crew photo morph their heads to other stuff. There's some sort of code message here. I honestly don't know what that's about. Maybe future me will edit in something.
In breaking news, several Blackpool residents reported hearing a massive explosion near the edge of town. Witnesses report having seen a large column of smoke that then changed into the shape of a bird and flew away. Police officials would like anyone with more information to contact them immediately. And now for the weather.
Oh my gosh. Have I ever seen that thing after all the credits play? I don't think I ever saw that little news report at the end. I don't think I, at the very least if I saw it, I don't think I showed it off in my non-commentary playthrough of this game. Well, see what I mean about constantly finding new stuff even after all these years? Yeah. Well, one thing though I will say for the credits is, like, it's nice that for the bloopers, they didn't, like, have a bunch of music playing over it so you couldn't hear the bloopers, like how it was in Return to Ravenhearst. And now this is something really annoying. You see this screen? This is what you're supposed to unlock for getting all the morphing objects and doing the thing. But for some reason it's glitched on this official version of the game, downloaded from Big Fish Studios themselves through their stupid game manager, that it glitches and means not only can you not get the proper collector's edition both hidden object scenes from getting all the morphing objects, because normally the 39th thing is a morphing object, has a morphing object in it, and it's like an epilogue to the story. But not only do you not get access to one of the hidden object scenes, but it also just spoils the whole collector's edition big finale. I don't know how they managed to screw that up and never noticed it and tried to correct it to something else. But you know what I am going to do? I am going to swap over to a pirated version of this game right now, and we'll see if the glitch is present in the pirated version as well. Okay, I'm back. This time on the pirated version of the game. Fortunately, the save files carry over. And now, this version shows the proper page it's supposed to. What sense does that make? Maybe the pirated version was based off like the very first version of the game that came out, and they updated the game and that messed it up. But it's just so stupid that the official release of the game that sells you the collector's edition, which is already fairly lackluster, especially compared to some of the collector's editions of modern games, which have sizable bonus games included with them. And there's barely any content in this game's collector's edition, and you can't even access all of it properly in the official release from Big Fish's website itself. That's so weird and stupid. And in case you're wondering, I did something similar when I did the non-commentary playthrough of Escape from Ravenhearst. I've never heard of such a thing, but it is what it is. Anyway, onto this journal page. While unable to save the missing Blackpool citizens, I was successful in freeing Emma, Rose, and the twins before overriding the controls of Charles's horrific, life-sucking machine. We escaped via the cliffs before returning to watch the smoke-filled, fiery aftermath spew ash and debris high into the autumn sky. It may have been my imagination, but I swear I saw the shadowy contours of a raven from amid a column of smoke clawing its way into the evening air. With the others in tow, I turned my back to the sea and began my journey home, confident that I would never again return to Ravenhearst Manor. And of course, as we all know, the Master Detective never did go back to Ravenhearst Manor, and it was the end for definite sure. And they never tried to continue the Ravenhearst story in terrible, terrible directions. Sorry, Charlie, your family has left you again. They will need help adjusting to the 21st century. Yeah, now, if they wanted to continue Ravenhearst's story, instead of the abominations that are key to Ravenhearst and Ravenhearst Unlocked, what they could have done is just had some other mystery, but with, like, these characters returning to help you out in the case after, and maybe even throw in some comedy about them not fully understanding modern life or something like that. You know? Kind of similar to what they did with Alaston Sterling in The Black Veil, where she like had a support role in that game. They could have done something similar with Emma, Rose, and the twins, so at least it would still be respectful of the games that came before it, instead of just screwing the whole thing up. But I ranted enough about those things. Anyway, the morphing object here is right there, and you get a spooky laugh there for finding it. And now I think I remember, yeah, this one. I didn't ever get the morphing object there. So now you get the 2 secrets for the collector's edition. And oh boy, it's 2 more hidden object scenes in this lovely sepia tone, which is so nice to look at. God forbid they made a scene in full color. That's too much. I do wonder, though, if this game was really rushed in development to get done, or if maybe they were just so ambitious in scope they couldn't do more, and that's why things like the collector's edition content is so lackluster. I don't know. Like, also, too, as you can hear, there's absolutely no music in this section of the game, and throughout the whole game there was barely any music. I don't think there was there was just little jingles, you know, when you put all the tokens into the door, so all 4 of the people came back to life. But there wasn't really any ambient or original music like all the other games had. Like, could they not afford it? Maybe? Like, they couldn't hire a composer, so they just... And that's why for the title screen music, they just reuse Return to Ravenhearst theme. Well, there was, like, the organ music Charles is playing. That's its own unique thing. And your reward for doing 1 secret is absolutely nothing. And your reward for the other secret we'll see in a bit. No, I think maybe, like, at this point, though, they got a bit super ambitious, and maybe that bit Big Fish Studios in the neck, because I'm sure this was probably a pretty costly sort of production to do, especially with all the 3D modeling and graphics and such in the game, and all the effects. And having like a whole wide cast of people. Can have been cheap. So maybe Big Fish, like in general, the bigwigs at the company thought, hey, these games are making too damn costly, and like, I would, given its really low ratings, I would guess that Shadow Lake sold fairly poorly, and so that was probably the nail in the coffin, where they thought, hey, we're spending so much money on these games and not getting enough profit back, so we're just gonna shut the studio down. I don't know the inner workings of why Big Fish Studios got shut down, but it did. Like, if they couldn't get the rights to other music or spend money to have more music composed for the game, they could have just reused the Return to Ravenhearst tracks, for that matter, with how good they were. Or even maybe mixed in like some of the ambient music from the original Ravenhearst, like to tie the whole thing together. That could have been something they did. Oh, yeah, I don't think there's any punishment on these hidden object scenes if you just want to click wherever. You know what? It doesn't sound that good on their audio of the video, but you can do that. Because it is hard to see a lot of these items, you know? Because it's all monochrome. I guess it's stylish. It has that going for it. But just so weird. And what's even weirder is like this. Like with Shadow Lake, they updated the collector's edition to have a bit more content in. But with this, they never updated it with anything else. Like, you know how every other collector's edition has wallpapers and concept art and such to look at? This game doesn't. Why they didn't bother with that sort of thing, I don't know. But they didn't. Oh, there's the boot. And even after all these years, though, these scenes trip me up quite a bit. And now we can view the 40th page the way we're meant to, instead of just viewing it already. As we started our trek to the car, I felt the crumple of damp paper beneath my feet. I knelt down amongst the blackened rubble and dusted ash from a pair of drawings ejected from the devastated complex. I am uncertain who is represented on bits of parchment, but I will keep them as a souvenir of my victory over the evils now entombed beneath me. If nothing else, they serve as a firm reminder that I never again revisit these cursed grounds by the edge of the Irish Sea. I love, though, how much they want to explicitly make sure that I will never again go back to Ravenhearst again. Like, they just want to make it very clear that, yeah, we're done with Ravenhearst. We don't want to do any more Ravenhearst. I wonder if these, like, art are supposed to depict Alistair Dalamar, like Charles's father at the very least, as kind of a teaser to build him up. Maybe. But then we get to see Alistair Dalamar in Fate's Carnival and he's clean shaven totally. Though, to be fair to Fate's Carnival, they kinda got a lot of lore wrong from just Madame Fate and made it super confusing, so maybe they were trying to build on this build-up from Escape from Ravenhearst and just failed to capitalize on it properly. I don't know. And also, it's kind of weird how in this game you can't actually just restart on the same account a new playthrough, because it's all just the journal. So you need to, like, go and do a new account to do it. And, like, normally the sort of collector's edition wallpapers and such would be in the journal here, but not this time. It's just its own, just a strategy guide. I mean, I guess it's fairly accurate and helpful, maybe, if you're in a pickle. I think it might even be programmed to show, like, where you are in the game when you open it up to the right page. I know at least Shadow Lake's strategy guide does that. I don't know if this one does too or not. But anyway, that's Escape from Ravenhearst, so it's a shame because Ravenhearst took me 10 parts to get through, and so did Return to Ravenhearst, so... But this game only took me 9 parts to get through. Maybe I could have done smaller parts or something to make it more consistent, but it is what it is, so... Like and subscribe if you want. I'll see you in the next series I do, whatever that may be. By the way, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year if I actually release this around that time. Otherwise, like Happy Valentine's Day, Happy St. Patrick's Day, Happy Mother's Day, Happy 4th of July, Happy Labor Day, Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Halloween, Merry Christmas again. So I've covered all my bases for whenever this video actually gets posted.